This is the only video you will ever have to watch about Lovable SEO because I've condensed 7 years of SEO experience so you can optimize your Lovable website in order to rank first on Google, ChatGPT, and actually make money. And the good thing is that I'll give you everything. All the prompts and the resources I'll use in this video are in the description on the first link. So you can just follow the video along and then come back so you can get all the prompts and copy paste everything that I made. If that sounds good, let's dive in. So today, what we're going to do is basically use Lovable to optimize an already existing Lovable website with a bunch of prompts that I will show you here. The 4 things we're going to do is first create the website, then optimize the pages and the metadata, then create FAQ with rich results so you can appear in some Google AI overviews and stuff like this on Google. And the last thing will be, no, there's actually another thing after that, which is Sitemap Robots.txt and LLM.txt. And then the last thing, which is the most difficult, is make the website crawlable by search engines, by crawlers. So without further ado, now let's dive in and create our website. So the website we're going to create today is a Texas local repair shop where basically we're going to have 2 pages, one for Austin and another one for Houston. So these 2 pages will have all the information, and our goal will be to optimize these 2 pages for search results inside Google. And the goal for us is that these 2 pages will have a different optimization based on their location, right? So let me come back when the website will be ready. Our website is now ready. Now our role is to optimize the pages and the metadata to make sure everything is SEO optimized, right? So just to tell you here before we go, so we're doing so, well, all this page here and all the prompts I make and everything that I'll show in this video, you can get it for free directly on the first link in the description. So you can follow the video along and apply everything once you understood everything. So that's not a problem for you. It's the first link in the description. So let's dive in. Our goal here is to optimize pages and metadata for SEO. I just want to tell you here that there is automatic SEO features on Lovable. So what it means is that it's overall optimized for SEO and like the titles, the metadata, everything is supposed to be optimized for SEO, but I prefer to repass because sometimes the prompt forgets some stuff. So I prefer to repass with another prompt on it that is dedicated to that. So basically what I'm telling here is to say to add nice title and description, headings and page structures. If there is images, to have alts, internal links and canonical tags. This is all basic SEO stuff. So I'll put it like so, and then AI will make it for me. So I'll come back when it will be done. Now we're back, and it seems that Lovable did all the work, so that's cool. Let's verify that. We can see like the last message, say optimize title, meta description, proper heading structure, image optimization, blah, blah, everything that we asked in our prompt. Let's verify in the code. So we can see here on this page, for example, instead of simply having navigation plus the image, it added a title and meta descriptions here that we didn't have before, right? So I wouldn't trust too much against these automatic SEO features. I would add a new my prompt on top of that. Here we can see that it optimized for a keyword, Austin auto repair shop, that is something that is typed instead of just Austin location. So that's better. And yeah, overall it's just optimized instead of schedule book Austin appointments, something that is localized and that is a keyword that people can type, all this kind of stuff. So we're good to go. We verify the code, we're good to go on this part. Now, the next part is FAQ and rich results. So how, what is it actually? Just to show you what it is. Basically, rich results is this thing. The thing you can that appear on top of a link, and it's probably also very used in Google AI overviews and everything around the AI of Google, because Google built on their search engine infrastructure. So basically here it permits your website to display information outside of your website directly on Google and all, on the AI overviews and everywhere. So basically, that's very important. And what we're going to ask here is to have an FAQ on the Austin, Houston, and home pages. So I'm going to copy paste here and say, okay, we can see ideal for product pages, service pages, and how it works pages. So that's perfect. I'm going to paste that. And I'll come back when the AI will finish the work, because we don't work here, we just wait. Now we're back. And the AI Lovable did for us the FAQ. But the problem was that the FAQ doesn't actually appear here on the website, but it does appear on the code if we can script in the form of LD plus JSON, which is something a bit complicated to say that it's now available to Google. How can we verify that it's actually available to Google? You just have to go here to go to our publish. So I published also, but here, and then we go to search.google.com, test, rich results. I'm going to go there to paste, and it will test the URL to see if there is rich results on this page. And you'll see, I already tested, there is rich result on this page. Here we can see it appears, the FAQ, and in the FAQ we see type question, what service do you offer at your auto repair shop? And then we have a little description about the service, right? Are you certified? All of the questions that could appear on Google, right? So now the problem and the thing we want to fix is the fact that just the FAQ doesn't appear on the page. And on top of that, we will add another prompt, which is add the sitemap and robot.txt and LLM.txt. All of these three things will help us to get search engines, LLMs, understand our website and crawl it. So index it, know it exists. That's very important, and it's not by default on Lovable. We can verify here if it's by default, but oh, actually we already have it. Perfect. We have the robot.txt, but we don't have the sitemap. So what we want is robot.txt, sitemap, LLM.txt. Sometimes it has it, sometimes it doesn't, but in this case, it's a mix of both. So now let's copy paste the prompt, and also let's say this is B, and in A, please add a visual representation of the FAQ you just added in JSON plus LD, because I also want homepage only. Let's go. Now we're gonna wait that Lovable do the work, and we're gonna come back in a few minutes. So here we're good to go. We have our FAQ here that is beautifully done, and on top of that we have our Sitemap.xml that is available here, robots.txt, yep, and LLM.txt, right? With S, yes, perfect. So here everything is set up the right way, and we are almost done with our SEO setup for Lovable. But we have a big problem, and our big problem is that right now the Lovable website we just did, so I publish it here, isn't crawlable in the right way by indexers and by search engines, just because here you can see that the crawler doesn't see any HTML on the page, and this is because the rendering of the HTML is done when it charges, right? It's not HTML that is hard-coded basically in the page. So in order to do that, we have to actually make it work, because here the problem is that a bunch of crawler will not be able to crawl the website and see the HTML. This is the hard part. We want to do static site generation, which is, okay, when we will build our application, which is when we will click on publish, it will build all of the website here in HTML, so the crawlers will be able to actually check the content of each page, and we will be able to appear on Google. This is what we want to do. For here, I have a prompt here that I saw in another YouTube video, and then I have another way to actually fix it and debug it, and I'll show you right after. So first you can copy paste this prompt and say, okay, here it is. What the prompt is going to do is going to change the infrastructure of your website, the overall architecture of your website inside the files, inside the codes, here. So we have static site generation, but I would say risky to actually do it without breaking things. If you want to go back to a new history, you can just go here, click on that, and then restore version, which we don't want to do. But just to give you an idea here, as you're changing the architecture of the website, well, it will change a lot of things in the website, and it has a high probability to bug. But don't worry, once this will be done, I'll show you a way to debug and to make it work. We're back, and it's not done yet because basically Lovable is asking us to change the packages.json file because it's unable to change it themselves. So what I'll do is copy what Lovable is asking me to change here, then go to package and change the bunch of scripts here to what I just copied up, and then I'll save. Once it's saved, I'll try to publish that. And we can see here that we already have an error on the build. So I'm going to try to update to see that, but here I said there is bench of probability, yes. So we have the error, and what's the error? I'm going to ask Lovable, and apparently, yes, so it missed a script. So I know already what to do here is basically to add this version of the script. Lovable will probably already knows. So yes, here Lovable is giving me the other scripts to copy. So it's like this. So you have to do a bunch of debugging like this. It's not very complicated, but the fact that Lovable doesn't give you access to everything, it's pretty complicated to actually understand what's happening. But here we saved again, and it seems that the build is not failing yet, so it seems to actually work. Let's check that together. It's updating, and no, the build doesn't work. So what we want to do here in this situation is either we want to go back and forth with Lovable saying, oh, the build doesn't work, please fix, go back and forth like this, or you just give up and you do something else. And I did it before to prepare this video. I prefer to give up and to do something else. So what I recommend to do here is actually, once you add this prompt, sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. You just go to VS Code or Cursor or some IDE for real coding, and you try to debug with it. Even if you're not a coder, it's very easy to use these tools. So I really suggest you to actually do it. And this is what I'll do. First, I'll connect my GitHub here. So what it will do is that it will create what we call a repository, which is a place where we put the code. It created it. Here we have github.com, Freakoben, which is me, and the project. Now I'm going to open my cursor and I'm going to do git clone the link of my GitHub. This is done. Now I'm going to open. So I do cd, the name of the folder, and then cursor points to open actually the repository. We can see here it's open. I'm going to close this window here. And what I'm going to do here now is to say to cursor, please, here's the situation, fix it. So I'm going to come back to my prompts here, and I'm going to say Houston homepage and hosting. And here, what I'm asking the AI is first to try to understand what could be the problem, okay? And I will say on top of that, it doesn't build. So I'm going to say, what could be the problem? Please find what could be the problem. The AI is going to try to find what could be the problem, make a little list, and then I'll ask the AI to actually fix the problem. It's better to do it in 2 times from my experience, because if you ask the AI to directly fix it, it rushes a bit the diagnostic. So as it will rush a bit the diagnostic, it will probably also not fix the right things. So this is how I do it. So now we're back, and it made a little diagnostics. And probably, as I use GPT-5 here, it's probably a very good diagnostic. If you want to have the free version of Cursor or VS Code, you can just go to Cursor on VS Code on Google, and there is a free version where you have a less strong model, but it will work either way. I tried it before. So here it made my little diagnostic. So I'll say just now, please fix it in agent mode. Here, what it will do is that it will use all the diagnostic and actually make all the fixes. Why it's very difficult to do that on Lovable is because Lovable has some more difficulty to actually debug things. So I prefer to actually do that like so, and then come back to Lovable when it comes to actually building the features, especially if you're a non-coder yourself, which is probably the case. But even if it's the case, I really recommend you to actually debug like so. With AI again, you're not touching the code, and the code is not open here. But I really recommend you to debug like so. Now we'll come back once it will all be fixed. Now we're back, and it did a bunch of changes. And here, in order just to verify that these changes actually work, I'm gonna do something run build. That's not possible, so I'm gonna use burn install first. And this, basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to just make sure that it works, that the application builds, which means that it's ready to publish. It will actually work. Yes, no, apparently it doesn't. So what you have to do when you have something like this, you just copy paste this problem and you say to the AI fix, and it's gonna fix it. The idea here for me is to show you how you could do it even as a non-developer. And here you're not touching any code, right? So my idea is like how you can debug your Lovable in the case of SEO even as a non-developer. Because I tested different way to actually do it, and in general it doesn't work. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's very, very complicated to debug inside of Lovable. When inside of Cursor, it's way easier, or VS Code or this kind of stuff, just because the AI actually has the access to all the bugs. So, okay, so now it keeps showing me errors. So what I do is basically say, please use burn run build and debug in agent mode. What it will do is that it will run the build and see the errors and debug again and again and again. This is, in my opinion, the way to go in terms of like how to do stuff. And yeah, we're gonna see how it works from there. Now we're back again, and it works. With the command I gave you before, which is build and debug in agent mode, here it actually built. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna push back to the repository here. And when you're gonna push back to this repository, Lovable and the project we have on Lovable will automatically update itself, which is good. So you can make some changes here, and then the Lovable project will update itself. So in order to do that, you do git add points and then git, let's do something else. Please commit in agent mode. So it's easy. It's easier. Let's just ask the AI to commit and push in agent mode. Okay, and push. So here what it's gonna do is gonna do exactly what I wanted to do in front of you. It will do it, and it will push to here. Now, what we're gonna do is create a new hosting, because the Lovable basing hosting is not able to do server-side rendering, which is what we're doing now. So here we're gonna create a Vercel account and go to add new project, and this will permit us to actually deploy for free. And we're gonna deploy Austin Houston Auto Club. Here we see that it should work correctly. Let's see how it done. It apparently pushed, so we're good to go. Let's verify here. I'm gonna refresh that. Here it pushed, you can see. And we're gonna deploy here this repository. So basically here what I'm doing is just I'm doing a new deployment than the Lovable deployment on Vercel, because Vercel is able to make my website SEO ready and to make appear here all of my HTML. So this is what we want to do. So here it's deploying, and I'll come back when it will be deployed. Oh, it's actually deployed, perfect. I continue to my dashboard. This is the link. That seems very good. Now, let's check this out. Here, we're good to go. We can see that it actually sees the HTML. So we fixed the problem, And now what we can do is actually continue working here with Lovable, or even with Cursor. It's up to you to decide, but we can continue working here with Lovable. And this build here will automatically update itself because it's hosted here on GitHub. And this build is connected to GitHub, which is also connected to Lovable. So everything, GitHub is the source of truth and everything will work correctly. So that's a bit technical, but I mean, this is what it is when you use code to build SEO. But if you guys found it a bit too much technical and you want to actually make it easier, remember you can make Lovable SEO-ready prompts. It's the first link of the description. You can have all the prompts and everything that I showed here on the first link of the description. It's really easy, it's free. So I hope this video was useful to you guys, and I see you next time.